On this week's Burnout Response video, we're at K&B Autoworks in Stamford, Connecticut, and I am about to shred the homie K's E30 convertible. Making how much power you say it's making?
About 500 right now. It's on low boost.
About 500 on low boost. I'm gonna go for a ride real quick. Let's do this. Turbo convertible. My first time. Alright guys, time to answer some of your questions. YouTube user Matt Rupp asked, do you run any camber, either front or back, caster or toe in and out? So my typical alignment settings on a 240 would be negative, I guess, half a degree in the rear for camber. Toe I would run, depending on the track and how much power and what tire size I'm running on a 240, depends on how much toe in I would run. I never run toe out. So it'd either be 0 to maybe up to a 1/4 inch toe in on each side. In the front end, usually run 0 toe or maybe a little bit of toe out, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Caster would be anywhere from 7.5 to 9 degrees of caster, and camber anywhere from 3.5 to 5 degrees of camber. And those settings are what you kind of play with depending on how aggressively you're driving the car and how comfortable you are with those typical settings. So that is that. YouTube user Angel Kaba asked, Ryan, if you could go to any other motorsport, which one would it be and why? I would probably go to either back to motocross, which I grew up doing from 9 years old to about 19 years old. I think it's still the most fun motorsport you can enjoy. Definitely a lot more dangerous than being inside of a driver's seat, but absolutely amazing. And the best of both worlds, I'd say, between dirt bikes and drifting or cars in general would have to be rallycross, where the guys actually, you know, they're in some insane $250,000 car builds that go over jumps, all-wheel drive, super fast scenario, and is a ton of fun. So that would definitely be it, either rallycross or back to motocross. S52 trans, and a pretty decent sized turbo. I think making like 500. Pretty solid, fun setup there. Yeah! Tires are popped. As always, we have way too much footage to put into one episode, a ton of action. So here's my friend Barry's Corolla that he just changed a motor swap in, and is going to bring you guys through the build process that him and his father did, and killer car. Check it out. So Barry, I know your car got turked last year, unfortunately. The off-season's been good. You rebuilt the whole thing. I know you put a new motor and everything in there. Yep. Give us the details.
I took the SR20 out, put in a 4-litre V8 from a Lexus, an LS400. Set of custom headers, standalone management. It's got 206 horsepower at the wheels, 204 foot-pounds at the wheels, 180 foot-pounds at 2,000 RPM at the wheels. Does the damage, yeah. Real happy with it. So.
Right on, yeah, you definitely have one of the most stylish cars on the track.
Thanks, man.
The thing looks killer
Thanks.
out there.
Thanks, dude. Cheers.
YouTube user K Wells asked, what is it like to have a whole bunch of guys hand you their keys so you can Tuerck their cars? Well, I didn't exactly want to Tuerck their cars. They definitely purchased the the first car so that I could Tuerck it. But yeah, I mean, it's just really cool. Those dudes are just phenomenal, and they're just a bunch of like-minded guys that are down to have a blast. They bought all those BMWs out of a junkyard, and they pretty much brought them to the Driftland Bash to Tuerck them all and smash them up, and not really care what happens to them in the end, which it makes it for a lot of fun, because everybody, if nobody cares about smashing things up, then you can get as reckless and aggressive as you can and really push the limits to what you can do on track and have an absolute blast and laugh at your buddies doing it. So yeah, I mean, it was an amazing experience. I love all those dudes, the Garage Fuckhouse guys, and everybody else, Jeek from Driftland, and Barry, everybody up there, absolutely amazing, amazing time. So it was good.
The most ridiculous contest ever. Chaos! Love it! Cars are all dude. Thanks, Donnie.
YouTube user SJ Pro 1 asks, why 2JZ into a Skyline? Is that like the equivalent of an LS swap into a Mustang? To be honest, I don't know. Charge Import Racing are the ones who built the car, and I think 2Js are, honestly, 2Js are a little bit better of an engine because they come factory as a 3-liter, and an RB26, you'd have to stroke it or get the 30 block to really do the same thing or achieve the same amount of stroke and bore size. So I don't really know. I think that was just their preference, and maybe they just had an engine swap lying around and the RB26 blew up. I have no idea, but either way, both motors are pretty rad. They both make a ton of power, inline sixes. They both sound amazing, and it was a super fun car to drive.
Just beating up on Vaughn's RTR, baby. Here we go.
Alright, that is it for this week's Tuercked Burnout Response video. Make sure you check out the next episode of Tuercked coming out next Tuesday on Network A. It is part 2 of our Euro trip, and it is arguably 10 times better than part 1, so don't miss it.